Hello and good afternoon. Welcome back to your Co-op Community Stadium for the first time this season. I'm Shaun Cashmore. I'm joined today by Leamington's press officer Paul Edwards, and you join us for the first game week of the Southern Premier League Central. It's Leamington versus Long Eaton United. Leamington dropped down to this level for the first time since the 2016-17 campaign after spending 6 seasons in the National League North. Last season was an incredibly competitive and close league at both top and bottom, and although throughout the campaign Leamington took some scalps, they could not beat the drop, finding themselves relegated with a game to spare and confined to a season a step down in the aforementioned Southern Premier League Central. As for today's opposition, well, they step up into the Southern League Premier League Central, having had 2 promotions in 2 years. Ian Deacon had led the Blues to just over 110 competitive games with a win percentage of just under 70%, but then the club, in somewhat unprecedented circumstances, parted company with their manager during the week, and so followed a mass exodus of some of their first team squad. The Blues have announced a new management team in the last 48 hours of former Loughborough Dynamo duo Brad Munn and Lewis McGugan. The pair oversaw training on Thursday night alongside Director of Football Paul Holland. Holland will oversee the team for today's opening fixture, supported by the new management duo in what is clearly a turbulent time for the Blues. Bulleted into the 6-yard box, but it's cleared well by Lane. That long throw came from Walker, the centre-back, and now Leamington can try and spring away with Landers. Landers has beaten his man, he bears down on the 18-yard box. Landers right-footed, good save by Durant, big right glove. It comes out to Usher Shipway, still inside the 18-yard box. He tries to feed it back to Walker, but then gives it away to Cox. But Walker does well, gets his foot in, but the first chance of the season for Leamington falls to Henry Landers. He scampered away from the back 2 of Walker and Bertram, bared down on the 18-yard box, and it was a really good save by Ross Durant. Got down low as it skipped up off the wet turf and got a big right glove to it. A good save from the Long Eaton goalkeeper. Yes,
Landers has certainly got a bit of pace as well. See from that attack. It was good ball through from Devon as well.
Henry Landers, obviously bought in from Banbury over the summer, a 23-year-old, just couldn't quite find the back of the net. Good save by Durant. Leamington have a throw-in over on the far side. Meredith takes. Barnett just lays it down to Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans invites Meredith forward, and Meredith accepts. Right-footed cross, tries to get it in, appeals for handball. Leamington appeal to the referee. Walker has a word. Linesman wasn't interested. Referee shakes his head, and it will just be a corner. Gareth Davis, the referee this afternoon, was just being asked a bit of questions. I think Tyrone Barnett's trying to say that the defender, it was Adam Clark over on that far side, just lifted his arm up, but I think if anything it was just to protect his face, because no one wants a mitre ball smashing you in the jaw in this temperature, in these conditions. Kelly Evans, those yellow boots this season, can he get this one onto the head of a Breaks player? Kelly Evans swings it towards the far post where Barnett's climbed on, falls down towards the number 3 of Lane, and it's buried home. Fabulous finish by the number 3 of Jack Lane, and just like he did last season, he scores on the opening day of the season at the same end. It's Jack Lane with the first goal of the new season for Leamington, and it was a good corner whipped into the far post, headed down by Barnett. Lane took a touch, fired it hard and low. It's never being kept out by Ross Durant, that one. It's Jack Lane's 10th goal for the Breaks in what is his 193rd appearance. This is his 5th season with the club, and again he scored on the opening day. And Leamington have an early lead inside the first 16 minutes here at your Co-op Community Stadium. It's Leamington 1, Long Eaton United 0. Barnett in towards Landers. Landers draws it goalwards. Really good save by Durant, and then he catches the loose ball as well. Well, it was sent long and high up towards Landers, who brought it down really well. Then had a first-time effort on Durant, and Durant made another good save as the ball spun up over the top of him. He had to scramble to his feet, which he did well, the Long Eaton goalkeeper, and just caught it again almost on the line. Usher Shipway can send this long throw in. In it goes, up towards the heads of Barnett again. Barnett wins it, forced towards Landers, cleared off the line, appeals for handball, referee gives nothing. Well, the Leamington bench are up in arms. They feel like it came off an arm. You couldn't really see from my angle. Still Leamington come forward. Kelly Evans in towards Landers again. Landers out towards Usher Shipway, drops his shoulder, left-footed cross, cleared away, but only as far as Usher Shipway again. flicked back to him by Landers. Usher Shipway just tries to collect the loose ball, but then it's cleared away by Callum Cox. Wow, it was a snap shot by Landers after a knockdown from a long throw, and it seemed to be cleared by, or blocked by, a couple of Long Eaton players on the line, a mixture of Durant and one of his centre-backs, Devon Kelly-Evans, Adam Walker, Ben Usher Shipway. They all appealed for handball, and the referee waved it away, and it was tough to see from our angle, Paul.
Definitely, yeah. Like you say, I think we could do with somebody who was standing behind the goal telling us what happened there, but it was very, very close to being a second goal right on half-time.
Clark infield towards the number 10 of Cameron Campbell. Campbell travels forward. He's got Clark for company on the left-hand side, just on the edge of the penalty area. Campbell looking for the overlap. Instead, he chooses the left foot cross towards the far post, and it's headed home. Fantastic header by Cameron Phillip, the new signing from nearby Stratford Town. Diving header at the far post, and it's buried into the back of the net. Really good play from Cameron Campbell on the left-hand side. He stood it up, looked for the overlap, decided against it, whipped in a left-footed cross towards the far post, and there was Cameron Phillip arriving to dive low and get his head on it, and it's home. It's buried home. It's 1-1.
To be honest, you could see that coming, couldn't you, as soon as the ball was played in. Far too much space at the far post, but you got to give it to him. He's executed that header perfectly.
Really, really good header from the number 11, Cameron Phillip. Signed over the summer from Stratford Town, not too far from here, and he's got Long Eaton United level on the score sheet with a brilliant diving header after a lovely ball was whipped into him. So Leamington 1, Long Eaton United 1. Stewart just loses out in his first challenge, but Kelly Evans collects the loose ball and then just glides away from 2 challenges and then passes it out to the feet of Edwards. Edwards chips one down the line over the top for Landers. It's a good ball and it's onto the feet of Stewart, who's got in field. Stewart just tries to stand it up and does well. Stewart then wins the loose ball as well. In feet towards Landers. Landers in towards Walker. Walker drops his shoulder, chips one towards the far post. Off the post, cleared away by Campbell. Wow, Walker chipped one up to the far post. Time stood still and it just cannoned down off the far post. Barnett couldn't get there and then it was hooked away by Campbell.
Great work rate from Stewart there. Straight away though, you can see how he put so much into winning the ball back, and it led to a chance for Walker there, which was very, very close to going in.
Well, it's good work rate indeed from Callum Stewart, the man who's just been brought on. Everyone's in the box bar. Walker, Clark, Meredith and Street, who are just lurking outside. Kelly Evans swings it in towards the near post. Stewart tried to flick it away, punched away by Durant, caught by Landers. Landers! Just wide. Great drive by Henry Landers, just tried to catch it with the outside of his right boot, and Ross Durant just watched it wide as it cannoned into the fans behind that goal. Very good effort by Landers, but just a couple of feet wide. Good bit of play by Bertram, who just glides away from Barnett and then just helps it along, and it's collected now by the substitute, the man who came on. Move on that left-hand side. So it's Landers on the right-hand side, clears it in towards Stewart and just headers half a yard wide. Well, it was great play by Landers on the right-hand side. He whipped the ball in just about hip height, bounced through the 6-yard box, and Stewart arrived and just tried to guide it in towards the near post of Ross Durant, and it was just half a yard wide. But again, good attacking intent by Leamington, really good cross by Henry Landers, and a really good header by Stewart, but it was just half a yard wide. Stewart's back there doing his defensive duties, and he clears away as far as Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans just lays it out to Lane, who's a little bit advanced from centre back on the left hand side, and he sends it up towards Barnett. Cleared away only as far as Stewart again. Stewart and Lane just win the ball back, combination between the two, and now it's a big switch out towards Landers on this right hand side. Landers brings it down inside the box, looks for support, has Meredith backing him up. Meredith drops his shoulder onto his left foot, back onto his right foot, drills it towards the far post, and that's half a yard wide as well. Lovely play by Dan Meredith, shaped to shoot with his left foot, dropped it back onto his right shoulder, drilled it goalwards, and it was just about a yard wide of the far post of Durant. Dan Meredith. They'll have the throw on the right-hand side. He sends it down towards the feet of Landers. Meredith receives it back in towards Landers again. Landers, chance to turn inside the box, drills it goalwards, cleared away at the near post by Walker. Long Eaton doing their defensive duties really well. Clark helps it back in towards Barnett at the far post. Good save by Durant. Cleared half away into the feet of Minkley, who clears further away, but it's only as far as Lane. Lane back towards Street, who's on halfway. He's the last man back. Street chips one in towards the far post where Edwards is arriving, but that's all the way through. Too easy for Ross Durant, who clutches it out of the gloom and takes it gratefully into his chest. There'll be a corner. It'll be taken over on that far side. Ross Greniskis is going to take this left foot. It's a good delivery in towards the near post. It's headed over his own crossbar, I think, by Jack Lane. Well, it was a really good delivery by Ross Greniskis. Everybody leaped towards the near post, and it was headed over his own crossbar by Jack Lane. So chance for Ross Greniskis to reload from this corner in the same position. Gets in towards the far post again. This one's helped on towards the far post. It's going to be driven goalwards. Good save. It was a really good strike by Bertram towards the near post, and I think Callum Smith managed to get gloves up to it just to tip it over the crossbar.
It's the first save he's had to make in the game. It's a very important one as well.
Struck with plenty of venom by Reece Bertram, but it was really well saved by the Leamington debutant goalkeeper Callum Smith. Into the final ebbs and flows of this fixture. It's still Leamington 1, Long Eaton United 1. The ball is sent long down the line towards Callum Stewart, but he can't bring it down. It's headed forward again by Long Eaton, up into the air. A bit of head tennis. It's helped on by Minkley, only as far as Campbell, who glides forward again. Campbell, challenged by Walker. Campbell onto his right foot, has a go, and it's well over the crossbar. Cameron Campbell, he's long serving, he's quick, he can strike a ball from distance. He's a versatile player as well. He played at right back at times for Long Eaton United last year, but he's probably looked one of the most impressive in the Long Eaton shirt this afternoon. So 6 minutes for one of these sides to find a winner. Smith sends it long up towards Tyrone Barnett. Barnett traps it well, dribbles away from his man. Lane. Good touch, sends it away from his man, makes a little bit of space for himself, drops his shoulder, drills forward towards the goal, sends it towards Henry Landers! Leamington may have just found a winner here at Yacourt Community Stadium, and in his debut it's Henry Landers, the man signed from Banbury, the man who's been given the number 9 shirt, and he finds the goal in the first minute of stoppage time. It's Leamington 2, Long Eaton 1.
Not sure we deserve to win this game, but I'm not going to complain. That was a great finish. Henry Landers getting in there from close range to divert the ball home.
It's a great finish, but it's an easy finish because all the hard work has been done by Callum Stewart. He turned away on the left-hand side, great first touch, freed up a bit of space for himself, but then he kept on going, drove towards the dead ball line, cut in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, got his head up, and then just saw Henry Landers stood there waiting, and Henry Landers said, "Thank you very much, I'll tap that one into an empty net." Great play by Callum Stewart, great finish by Henry Landers. He couldn't really miss, but Leamington have got the goal. It's Leamington 2, Long Eaton 1, and the Leamington fans again in fine voice behind that goal. Meredith puts his name on it and then clears it long, high up towards Durant, who's right on the edge of his own area, just collects it into his clutches, and again, right-footed, he'll send one long, up towards the edge of the Leamington box. Edwards jumps forward towards Walker. Walker stabs it away, but it's only as far as number 3 on this left-hand side, Clark, who comes forward once more. Clark feeds it back towards Bertram. Bertram swings one in towards Edwards, who heads it away for Leamington well, and that's full time. And Leamington have managed to almost steal the points here, but Leamington have come out on top at the end of it. Goal in the first half from Jack Lane after 16 minutes. Looked like it had set Leamington well on its way to a good result here, but Long Eaton United have dug really deep in this game, and they've really applied to give a good showing of themselves. They equalised through Cameron Phillip, a really well taken header after a great bit of play. And as the clock ticked down, we had 6 minutes of stoppage time, and Henry Landers was there to tap in on debut. Really good goal, really good assist from Callum Stewart. That's all for today. Leamington have got their Southern Premier League Central campaign off to a winning start. It's finished here. Leamington 2, Long Eaton United 1.
Paul, a very tight game in the end, but Leamington come away with the 3 points. Your thoughts on the game today?
Thoughts, well, as you said, we come away light in the game, so that's a good sign. That is a good sign because we had some difficult moments to deal with in the second half. And then throughout the game, we've had to deal with the fact that we've, been wasteful in the final third. Ross in goals was excellent for them. They've put a really spirited, hard-working, characteristic performance. Long Eaton, which after the week they've had must have been difficult. So they've done really well. From our point of view, you'll look back at the clips and we've got to take some of these opportunities, put the game to bed. Really, it's a matter of hard work, but from a character testing thing, we've had to find ways. We've changed the system, which I'm comfortable with the two systems. And you sort of I thought at the time we needed a bit more width higher to stretch their back four. It was too comfortable for them at times, and it was predictable. And I thought Callum when he came on and Landers and Tom with a really good all afternoon. It was delighted to get over the line. The great ways to win games in terms of emotions and players, supporters, and whatever. They're not great when you're a manager. But there was lots and lots of positives in terms of I want us to be in the final third. I want us to create more chances. I want us to, trying to play the higher players on the higher line and two down the middle. So, there was moments in the game. Obviously, we need to improve on, but lots of it was positive. Listen, it's like you say, as I said from the start, it is a good sign that we were able to emotionally deal with the fact that we ended up being pegged back in a game. We probably should have wrapped up, and then we've got to deal with that. Then we've changed it, and we've been able to go again. And because their belief and momentum changes at 1-1, and we've been able to sort of deal with that and get the winner.
You said there a bit of a change in the system. It's a different looking Leamington side out there with Jack coming into a back three and the two new lads up front. Is that what we can expect from Leamington this year?
Well, hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's. You've seen Henry Landers' performance today, so that was something that we were desperate to tie him up because of that. We were desperate to get Tyrone because we felt we needed that target man. And Callum Stewart is a young local boy that for a couple of years now has regularly been scoring goals at Coventry Sphinx, and his performances have warranted an opportunity to come and play at Leamington, and I think my track record proves that I'll always, if I think they can, if I think there's enough there, then we'll give them a go. And he was excellent when he came on. The three sort of on a higher, narrower line sort of worked for us, I think, really. But the goal was excellent. When it goes from your sort of your wide left to your wide right, then all of a sudden, it's a great moment. So no, it's good. It's there's elements like I said we've got to do better, but there was lots to like about today. So that was pleasing.
And then Adam Walker as the new captain. Was there much choice when you came to picking your captain this year?
Well, to be fair, the probably, I think when you look round the team, when you look at Jack Edwards and Theo and Jack Lane and Joe Clark, Adam Walker, Tyrone Barnett, who captained Hereford last year, who's captain in the Football League. So there's plenty of options. But listen, I just think Adam just epitomises everything we're about. But do you know it was the players? The players were all the senior players. I think a lot of people looked at Adam last year and he was. You want your captain to lead off the pitch, on the pitch. You want him to set the examples. And we're fortunate we've got a lot of good characters there. But he's a local boy. He cares about it, and he'll sleep well tonight. He probably sleeps less than me, so he does worry too much about it sometimes. But good kid, great, super, and it's like you say, there's been quite a few changes, and we've had no choice with loan players going back, with losing one or two players to high level football, which that happens. But maybe we've. Last 5-6 years we've battled and fought and scrapped in that National League North, so just a bit of a facelift, bit of a new identity hopefully in what is a really, really competitive league. I think step 1, 2 and 3 now, look at some of the clubs in it. So it's going to be an interesting ride, but it's one that hopefully we can spend a bit more time at the other end of the table than the other end of the table.